See, and that's it. We're getting there. Big balloons. Everything started taking shape slowly. However, there's one thing I need to say. This is my old tube notch I had for long time that has been buried in the middle of the junk over there. Didn't use it for a long time. Last time I built a roller cage was a long time ago, and I almost forgot I had it. And now it actually turns out to be very handful, very useful. So yeah, well, I'm gonna spare you all this stuff because I have to repeat this operation for about 10 times now. 10, yeah, well, one is done, so 9 of them, different sizes but pretty much the same stuff. Is boring. It's pretty cool what comes out, something like this once you've finished. I have to do something with it, I don't know, it's cool. However, yeah, so I'm gonna spare you all of this time, and I'm gonna notch all the rest of them. Hopefully they're all gonna fit as good as this one, because this one just fits in perfectly. Hopefully they're all gonna be the same, not gonna have to do, because if you do something wrong, there's no way to fix it, you have to do it again, you know, so you have to be careful. Right, so this is where we are. The most difficult part is finished. Actually, let me show you. They both welded up in place, nothing moved, checked. I have to remove obviously these pod welds, 2 here, and there are another 2 on this side, 1 and 2, because obviously that bar in between was holding everything in place while I was welding this, and it did the job. I've checked after all the geometry, all the measurements stayed intact, so happy with this. Now obviously I have to find something to, well, I need an idea how to finish this section, because obviously the idea when I was started building this turret, it was that there will be a normal plate from here to there, just chopped on the angle, which makes sense at the time. Now obviously we went this direction, this doesn't make sense anymore. So I think I'm gonna shave it kind of round and then put something on the top, again following the shape of the pipe, I guess. But I don't know, maybe I'll find out to do something different, maybe something like this and put it, I don't know, I got no idea, to be honest. For now I'm gonna find out soon. It's not very important, because obviously this is only half of the job. Actually no, this looks smaller, but this is like 3/4 of a job, because now it's only a matter of fabrication, not measurements, not like creating a jig and keeping everything in place. Now it is in place, stays there, we're happy with that. Just to fabricate the pipe from here to there, and then another one from this to this probably, or from this one to this one is going to be here, TPs or the angle, I don't know, to be honest. I want to make these ones first, don't weld them up, just put them in, and then make my mind once I visualize how it looks like and what I want to see after that. So we'll see. So far it's looking fairly good, I guess. It's not too bad, it's fancy. Again, anything that is fancy could look good to me, but doesn't mean it looks good to you. Someone may like it, someone may not. The most important thing is that I like it, I'm happy with the job, and the customer is happy. He popped down yesterday, he loves it. So if he likes it, that's the most important thing, because at the end of the day, he pays for the job, so he has to be happy.
Wow.
Alright, so we got at this point. I was just explaining to Steve how not easy is this shit, and if I'm not sure if I can actually see it on the camera.
Yeah, you should.
If you see on the camera the angles, you can see the compression, this one and that one. If I move it slowly, see it's all perfectly aligned, and then you got this one on this side.
I mean, that's super complex.
Exactly the same. Then these ones, if you see it, exactly the same, and the bottom ones, same stuff. I don't want to cheat, so these ones as well. It's all exactly in line. The problem is we started with these turrets here, which they were not designed to hold this. This was completely for aesthetics. So they were not really precisely machined on these holes. They were not exactly in the same place, this side and that side. So these spots here, they're not exactly 100% precision. So I had to do corrections to have this precisely done, obviously in comparison with that one and all the geometry, but to something that was built just for aesthetics. So that was a challenge. And I was explaining to Steve that I haven't done cages for a long time, but it looks like I still got it, because there was no extra cutting. All of them, this is what you see, this is what I've done. There was no scrap. And I still was saying, I have to say it, these and these are only two tools used to build this stuff. No fancy laser stuff, no fancy control arms or anything, completely old school. And I don't say it quite often, but I'm pretty proud of this one. I do like it. If I think this is an overkill, no, this is a massive overkill, I think. It's way too much, but how could you justify it? I mean, we know what it is about, but how do you justify something like this?
It's no different to American custom cars and hot rods. You know?
Well, yeah.
It's and again, it's justified by the customer wants something like that, and he sees this and he's like, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? He's like,
this is what I mean when you say one-off.
Yeah, real.
Anything
true.
Could be one-off, right?
Yeah, exactly. But this is true. You know, what you see on these custom car, custom whatever programs, this is genuinely what it is, you know what I mean? It's true one-off.
The beauty is, in the middle of this, you have the eBay coilovers. The cheapest coilovers you can get. No, they're not the cheapest ones, but one of the cheapest ones.
Well, they're only for test fit, they might.
Yeah, this is just for fitting. However, Josie said, well, they actually look alright.
Yeah, they do. I reckon it'll probably be fine, but
yeah,
you know,
The thing is, we probably gonna put air ride on this, so they're probably gonna go. So the idea of using these, same for the back, is just as a mock-up, because obviously they're gonna be moved and removed 100 times. So I don't want to scratch 3 grand coilovers, you know. Front is finished, as you can see, both sides, and yeah, simple as that. And as you know already, this wasn't planned at all. This was supposed to be much simpler, just put the coilovers on, make it top mounts, the simplest, the easiest way, and that's it. And yeah, kind of escalated. Right, let's put these coilovers back on with the hubs and start to kind of reassemble this stuff back together slowly. Let's find the holes for that. Let's put the nuts on it. There you go. There you go. Yep. I'm just gonna put something around there so it stays in place. Sort of. And here it goes here. Not small, are they? I think the wheels, there's a chance they arrive today, maybe. If not today, it's gonna be Monday. But I wouldn't mind if they arrive today, because you know, it would be nice to see them on full size, because obviously they're very soft, so they're not really like this. You have to see them blown on the tire, on the wheel. Right, let's get this up. There we go. Make sure the nuts are there. Last one somewhere here. This is how it looks like. Engine in, well, just to find the position. I think it suits in alright. As you can see, the sump is just above the subframe. Same with the sump for the gearbox. Although I'm not sure really where this engine has to sit. I don't remember exactly, to be honest. I'm hoping I can actually move a little bit more back, because Well, I can't remember. Obviously, everything is comes to this cross member, like I say, because I want this to be slightly back. I think, I reckon, because obviously the yoke coming from the gearbox, it may actually be extended here. This is going to be the biggest diameter, so I would like to that diameter, obviously the yoke sitting somewhere here, and I got plenty of space to move obviously this through the forward. And as you can see here, there's not much space. I can actually put another cross member on the top there, because you will have to go up. So instead of doing another across, I'm gonna just do a straight cross member, one on the bottom as well, and it's gonna be also the support for the gearbox itself. So one here, kind of everything move forward, then another cross member here, a bar, and then one on the top of the chassis, because obviously, because these are C-shaped, you have to have one on the bottom, one on the top, straight across. It will stop them from moving, from twisting this way. Well, this actually this here, I don't know if you can see it, the movement, but this is what we have to stop doing this chassis from. And obviously we'd have to go up a little bit, like a bump, but that's not a problem, because I can do like triangulated stuff, so it's still nice and rigid. But yeah, I think I have to move this. However, this is how it looks like. Just to show you, beautiful LSX 373. This one, if you haven't seen the previous videos, this is the engine with the low compression. This is actually designed for boost. I can see it's not completely square. I have to move it a little bit on this side, blah blah, and it's just roughly the position. I'm trying to working out the height of the engine and how deep inside it goes, not making a square for now. However, this is the low compression engine. This is designed to accept the turbo, so because you have two versions of them, the high compression, the low compression. This is the low, obviously, for the boost applications, to make a little bit more power than NA, obviously. A little bit more, I'm talking around 1,000 or slightly over, with a couple of mods, which I think I'm gonna put a cam on this and a couple of bits, you know, so we should be able to get over 1,000 with this fairly easily, and not too aggressively. But with the auto box, to be honest, it's not gonna be too aggressive anyway. Well, over 1,000 brakes, not being too aggressive is a big. I'm gonna do it myself. Also, you don't know this, but the Econo line, which is obviously not here anymore, the chassis and the suspension is going to be all designed on a computer. Have to design engineer and build everything from scratch. And the biggest problem with doing something like this is prototyping. Prototyping takes you the most of the time, and it costs you the biggest of the money, especially when doing one-off stuff. So I bought a laser cutter for wood. Why? Because I'm gonna make my bits in wood first, and then I'm gonna check them if they're okay. If I have to do some corrections, it is all very cheap and very quick, and I can do it all in-house. Once I have my prototype, which is final part, I can send the drawings to the laser company. It can obviously do it for me within a couple of weeks. And this is how they look like. This is actually done on a machine that I bought. Not actually the same machine, well, the same machine, but not the actual one. This is the company that sold me that machine, made this for me, actually free of charge. These actually are the engine mounts and the gearbox mounts for this one. For the MR2, finally, to put the 1.9 and also the 1.8 turbo. So we have two engines options, but on that one I have to be careful to say, because I haven't checked it. I need my engine mounts in, finally produced, and put that engine in and see if there are no problems to put that in. But 90% those engine mounts will accept 1.8 turbo 20 valve Audi engine and 1.9 TDI Volkswagen engine in the MR2, and these are my prototypes, like puzzles. This is how the engine looks, how the engine mounts are gonna look. Obviously, by is all in stainless, because yes, I do my engine mounts in stainless steel 316, so they don't need any painting or anything. Usually when people make engine mounts, they powder coat them, and they have to leave more space between for the bolts and all the stuff fitments, because obviously powder coat takes some space and you get it scratched and eventually rusts anyway. Sort of different problems over time. The ones I make, they are 316 stainless, no need any painting, they're gonna be TIG welded, it's stronger, in my eyes it's beautiful, they look much better, and they live forever. No rust will touch them. However, yeah, this is my stuff that I have to assemble these. I actually forget they will arrive, and beautiful. The company who sold the machine to me done this for me free of charge, which thank you very much. This was a very nice touch. Yeah, I have to assemble these now probably and check them on my engine and on the chassis if it is all okay, there's no interference with anything, and if it's all good, today I'm actually gonna put the order down on 20 sets of these engine mounts, because as you know, this is supposed to be kit going ready for production ages ago, but I'm waiting and waiting and waiting for the third-party companies to do the stuff for me. All those boxes over there is all parts for this conversion, which are gonna have the lot pretty soon, in about 3 weeks time. So watch the space. Let's assemble this stuff. That stuff, those wheels just arrived. Now before I open these ones, I want to tell you something about the company who done it for me, because they were absolutely spot to do it. And this company is based, I think, in Devon. They are called Banded Steel Wheels. They do exactly what they say, is Banded Steel Wheels. So I've sent them 2 Nissan Patrol wheels for this, brand new ones to them, and I said I need them banded 4-inch wider. They couldn't actually do a 5-inch wider as well for me, but that's another story. And I said, but call me once as soon as you got the wheels, because I need them done slightly different than the usual way you do it. So I have a special request. Guess what? He called me, well, he sent me a message in the very morning that the wheels arrived. I told him what I need to do, and then a conversation kind of dropped for about a couple of hours. So I was like, okay, so what do you think, when can you do it? When can you send them out? He was like, they just done. I've just finished them. Send me your address and I'm gonna send them off. He's like, really? You just received them in the middle of the conversation, you've done them and you're ready to send them out. And he sent them with 24 hours courier. So you've done them 2 days ago. He sent them out yesterday and today they're here. So let's open it up and see how they look like. To be honest, I've seen them already on the pictures and they look exactly what I wanted, but obviously seeing them live is different. Obviously the box doesn't fit the standard wheel anymore, because again it's slightly bigger than the original. Put this in there. I guess it's gonna be heavy now, because obviously this is a steel rim. Not like it matters too much with over 1,000 brakes, but so the outside it looks exactly spot on as original, like brand new tire. It's still got a lip protection. I'm gonna leave it there for now. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Yes, of course I can do it with one hand. Okay, let's move this there. There you go. This is our 14-inch wide rim. Beautiful, beautiful. So let me explain. This is the front. This is the part that sticks out. Okay, this is the middle. Usually you cut it over here and you extend this lip. What we did, I asked him to extend it from the inside towards the differential. But also, if you do it, you should be chop it over here, cut it over here, and extend this section here, this tunnel. What we can do, because obviously if we were doing this, my caliper won't fit, because the Patrol has a pretty big disc on the back. So I asked him to do the outer lip, the bigger side, so obviously the bigger diameter you can get. And this is exactly what he did for me, and it looks spot on. It's actually nice welding as well. This is good. I do like it. Jesus Christ, they're massive. They are big. It's very good welding. You can see here there's some places you can see there was a full penetration. It's like 95% penetration set up. It's funny to say this, because I don't know if you've seen my previous videos when I was talking about TIG welding. When I do, I try to do about 95% penetration. So in some places you see the weld penetrated all the way around, but just in some places. And this is exactly what we see here. It's like penetrated there, couple of spots. I'm liking this really a lot. This is exactly how it should be. And obviously this here, they cleaned it with the sandpaper, whatever, but it looks very good. I'm very happy with this, very happy. So big shout to banded steel wheels. If you need the banding wheels, if you need them, make them larger, or you know, or modify them anyways, anything with the steel rims, just give them a shout. And they're really spot on. I mean, companies like this, they deserve some good credit, because I am positively surprised of how quick they've done it and the quality of the build as well. Happy with this 100%. Definitely gonna use them again, that's for sure. I think it's time to put those tires on. What do you think? I think so. Yeah, after a lot of fighting, these balloons are on. So you see what I mean? This is standard, and obviously that's how it is behind. I don't know if the camera can see it, a bit dark, but you can see how deep it is, the dish inside. But it's a bigger diameter, not the smaller, so the caliper should fit in. If George only brings me the axle back, so I can actually test fit it and see if the caliper goes over. It should. If not, I can trim it a little bit, shave it a tiny bit, a few mils, but I think it should go on. Big balloons, big balloons. Everything started taking shape slowly. Well, by shape I mean it's not just a leather chassis and that's it. We're getting there. Right, let's go ahead and find the position for this engine now. He is nuts, but it looks cool. However, we had to move some cars yesterday because well, Steve was working on his make, changing engine mounts. I was working on T2, which actually I have to do a final review because it's finished. It's mapped and all the stuff. Nick was traveling. There are a couple of settings with the setup I have to do. I've done it yesterday. I still have to finish a couple of things, but it's pretty much finished. So yeah, have to take you with me and test it. However, because we had to move the cars around and the workshop is pretty much full. As you remember, the Ford cab was here, the bonnet was there. I had to move the Silvia from here to over there, so there was no space. And so what we had to do, I had to put a cab on the chassis because I had to do it anyway, because like I say, I have to find the final engine position and then obviously clear all the stuff. That will help. I can move the Silvia there, and I want to show you something because this looks cool as fuck. How cool is that? I mean, both of them. My Silvia there, that's time attack spec chassis, to be honest, suspension on the stuff. That yes, I did use it for a little bit of drifting, a couple of times just for fun. Again, it's not a drift car, it's a grip racing car, but it's diesel now, and with the massive turbo. And on top you have old school Ford F-1 with a nice LSX. All we're missing there is a gigantic turbo. I love the view from this perspective, you know, because even though these are 295s, they look small in comparison to what we have on the back. But it suits the truck. I think this is perfect. This is kind of like a very quick idea what we should do with the pickup, and it just came alive as we go, because I say, okay, let's put something modern as a front suspension, and we went from that. And it's like, well, the engine, well, initially we were supposed to use the engine from the Ford Econoline, but then we say, well, we probably want more power than that, so let's go for LSX, and we brought brand new LSX with turbo application on the stuff. Well, you know this stuff already, with a gearbox, which I think is completely perfect for this pickup, for this project. Is just spot on. The suspension mounts and turrets, that was, again, you've seen it, it was just, you know, it just happened. I don't even know how. It's supposed to be completely different, but the job just evolve into this, and I think it's just spot on. And with the bonnet on, with the chassis and just everything about this, I absolutely love it. Look how much space we have under the bonnet. It is, I don't know, it turns me on, to be honest, in a good way. I do like it. However, there is one thing which I like even more. I don't know if you can see on the camera, it's pretty dark there. If you turn the light on, there you go. Let me just check here. There's plenty of space. I can move this engine back by another inch and a half, 2 at the least, safely, I would say. No problems. The transmission tunnel, I will have to build it a little bit, because obviously the truck is very low. I can't have the gearbox too low. I want to go at least this height, if not higher, because I want to get the prop shaft as much in line as possible with the rear diff, which is still not here, but it's gonna be pretty high. So actually the diff is gonna be slightly higher than the tail from the gearbox. So we need that tunnel, a transmission, well, the prop shaft tunnel here. It has to be built. So that's it. Happy with this, but because the engine can come back a little bit, that will give me a space for. Let me just climb on my crash bar. There you go. Let me turn the light. Well, the light can stay on. If you remember what I said, I was struggle to think how can I get this a strut bar between the top mounts, one and left and right, but because the engine is sitting so much back, I can just make them in the front of the engine, you know. Yes, I still have to put the plenum on, make sure nothing is on the way, but this is perfect, because obviously it's going to be just a straight bar. Well, I'm going to have to make something nice, obviously, but that would be absolutely perfect, because as soon as you have something straight, not bent top or rear or front, that is structurally just, you know, it won't bend. It's just perfect. So I'm pretty sure this truck is going to handle very well now. At the beginning I was hoping to make it handle decent, but now I'm confident I can get it handle good. Like, yeah, this is going to be a pleasure to drive. Plus obviously the engine so far back is good for weight balance, weight distribution and all that stuff. So we're really happy with this. And look how much space we got for a turbo. And yeah, so front just a turbo and the giant intercooler. I didn't turn that light on for a long time, so I forgot it's gonna blind me. Radiator is gonna be on the back, so we don't have to worry about it. Everything is good. If you see the subframe is actually the lowest point, and just above the subframe you got the sump. The gearbox sump is slightly lower, but it's actually slightly lower from the engine sump anyway. So, but again, I'm thinking to raise the gearbox a little bit so we can get it up a little. However, it's not the lowest point of the car anyway. The lowest point are, as you can see, the side steps mounts. So we're cool with that anyway. Oh. And it's raining again. Summer is coming in UK. However, yeah, I just wanted to share it because I just absolutely love it. This is cool. This is cool. This is very cool, not only cool. So, oh well. And I have to do a review on the T2 because she is ready. Well, got to finish a couple of things. Changing over this. Well, not even change the setup, just setting up the final setup. But it's good. She's been mapped, 250 brakes, loads of torque. So, yeah, it's good.